What if I told you that some of your favorite R&B artists, whose beautiful songs and flawless vocals entertained millions, had been charged with some very unbelievable crimes? From the iconic R. Kelly, who has been charged by several women for molestation, to Lisa Lopes, who set her ex-boyfriend on fire. Here are 20 unbelievable crimes R&B stars were accused of. Number 1. Robert Sylvester Kelly. R. Kelly, whose real name is Robert Sylvester Kelly, was formerly referred to as the King of R&B. He managed the charts and impacted generations of musicians with classics like I Believe I Can Fly, Ignition Remix, and Step in the Name of Love. Kelly's unlawful marriage to singer Aaliyah when 15 years old in 1994 was the most notorious of his many accusations that he pursued relationships with underage girls. Several women came forward to say they were mistreated, deceived, and kept apart from their families while being confined in a cult. After a recording purportedly showing Kelly having intercourse with a juvenile surfaced in 2002, he was charged with possessing child pornography. When the victim refused to testify, he was found not guilty in 2008. Kelly faced charges in many jurisdictions in 2019 and 2020. Including federal accusations for trafficking, obstruction of justice, racketing, and producing child pornography. Kelly was accused of 10 counts of severe assault against 4 victims in February 2019. After being taken into custody, he was eventually freed on bail. Kelly was the subject of further accusations in May 2019, including 11 new allegations pertaining to intercourse. In a federal prosecution involving trafficking and racketeering, Kelly was found guilty on all charges in September 2021. He received a 30-year jail term. Buku Abi, the daughter of R. Kelly, came forward in 2023 to accuse her father of assaulting her while she was a youngster in a brand new documentary called R. Kelly's Karma, A Daughter's Story. She described the horrific event she went through when she was 8 or 9 years old. The managers and helpers in Kelly's entourage helped to make his activities possible. Under the pretense of offering employment prospects, they assisted in the recruitment and management of young women. The accusations against Kelly received a lot of attention thanks to the 2019 Lifetime documentary series, which sparked public indignation and increased demands for responsibility. In an effort to make Kelly responsible for his conduct, activists started this campaign to urge radio stations and streaming services to cease playing his songs. Number 2. Chris Brown. American R&B singer, dancer, and actor Chris Brown became well known in the middle of the 2000s because of songs like Run It, With You, and Forever. In addition to his explosive performances, he has a history of well-publicized court troubles. Chris Brown violently abused pop artist Rihanna, his then-girlfriend, in February 2009, just hours before the Grammy Awards. According to police investigations, Rihanna suffered obvious injuries and bruises as a result of the incident. According to reports, an argument that became violent set off the event. After initially downplaying the incident, Rihanna subsequently disclosed her injuries to the public. Brown was taken into custody and accused of criminal assault. He entered a guilty plea to felony assault in June 2009 and was given a 5-year probationary period, community service, and therapy on domestic violence. Over the next years, Brown had several run-ins with the authorities, but he was able to escape significant fresh convictions for domestic abuse. The attack caused a great deal of indignation and raised awareness of domestic abuse in the music industry. Fans and critics had differing opinions on Brown's music and personal behavior, but his career went on in spite of the criticism. Although other women have accused Chris Brown of physical and mental abuse over the years, none of them have been found guilty in a way that is close to what happened in 2009. Chris Brown has publicly discussed his battles with anger management and mental health concerns, attributing some of his actions to these difficulties and his background. At different times, he has sought counseling and treatment. Number 3. Tremaine Alden Neverson. American R&B singer and songwriter Trey Songz, whose real name is Tremaine Alden Neverson, is well known for songs like Say Ah, Slow Motion, and Bottoms Up. Although he is well known for his seductive manner and silky vocals, a number of scandals have dogged his career. In 2017, Trey Songz was arrested in Cleveland on felony assault charges after he reportedly attacked a guy during a fight at a nightclub. It was stated that the matter was settled without significant fines. Trey Songz was accused of assault at a club by a lady in 2020, but there was not enough evidence to bring charges. Trey Songz has been accused of misconduct by a number of women over the years, including coercion and inappropriate touching. In these incidents, Trey has denied any misconduct. There have been no criminal prosecutions as a consequence of any of the accusations. The violent event that wounded Trey Songz backstage at a festival in 2023 garnered media attention, although it had nothing to do with the criminal allegations that were brought against him. Despite accusations that have damaged his reputation, he still has a sizable fan base. While some colleagues in the sector have separated, others are still working together. Trey and other musicians are under additional pressure to respond to these accusations as a result of the #MeToo movement and growing awareness of abuse in the music industry. Number 4. Lauryn Hill. Renowned singer, rapper, and composer. Lauryn Hill is well recognized for her popular album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Her soulful voice, lyrical lyrics, and revolutionary influence on R&B and hip-hop have earned her accolades. In the late 1990s, Lauryn Hill's career took off, but by the early 2000s, she started to fade from the public eye. From 2005 to 2007, Hill made a substantial sum of money via appearances, royalties, and performances. Lauryn Hill failed to declare and pay taxes on about $1.8 million in revenue collected between 2005 and 2007 during a number of years in the mid-2000s. She was charged by the IRS of willfully avoiding taxes by failing to file returns and make the required payments. Hill was accused of evading taxes, which is a federal offense. She altered her plea to guilty after first presenting a not guilty plea. Because of her fame and the money at stake, the case attracted a lot of attention from the media. Lauryn Hill received a 3-month jail term in 2008. She was also forced to make restitution and placed under house arrest for 3 months. Hill continued her singing career after being freed early for good conduct. According to Hill, she neglected her financial obligations because she was going through personal and spiritual difficulties. Hill's reputation had already been damaged by her unpredictable conduct and fewer public appearances, and the tax evasion conviction was a further setback. Number 5. Bobby Brown, R&B singer and dancer. Bobby Brown is well known for his solo singles, such as My Prerogative and Every Little Step, and for being a part of the group New Edition. His turbulent marriage to music sensation Whitney Houston is another well-known aspect of him. Bobby Brown has been arrested several times for possessing illicit narcotics, such as cocaine and marijuana, over the years. He frequently had these occurrences both during and after the height of his career. Brown has been arrested on many occasions for DUI, often in conjunction with allegations of dangerous driving. There were several allegations and suspicions of domestic abuse throughout his tumultuous marriage to Whitney Houston. The accusations of domestic abuse against Whitney Houston were extensively reported, even though Brown was never prosecuted. Brown was frequently put on probation as a result of his many run-ins with the authorities. His repeated probation violations resulted in short prison terms. For instance, he was briefly imprisoned for these offenses in the 2000s. Bobby Brown has repeatedly checked himself into drug and alcohol rehab facilities in an attempt to overcome his addiction. Bobby Brown and other reality series have extensively revealed his battle with substance abuse. Despite his best efforts, he has relapsed. Brown's music career was negatively impacted by his substance misuse and legal difficulties, which frequently overshadowed his incredible talent. Grab your popcorn as we unveil more shocking crimes that will blow your mind. Number 6. Lisa Lopes. Lisa Lopes, popularly known as Left Eye, was the dynamic rapper and vocalist of the legendary R&B group TLC, which is well known for songs like Creep, Waterfalls, and No Scrubs. Her unique style, creative energy, and openness about her personal challenges made her renowned. In 1994, Lisa Lopes committed one of her most notorious crimes when she set fire to her then-boyfriend, NFL star Andre Rison's Atlanta, Georgia home. According to reports, Lopes was unhappy with their tumultuous relationship. The fire was started when she tossed a lighted match into one of Rison's shoe baskets. The house sustained major damage from the fire, but no one was hurt. After being taken into custody, Lopes was accused of arson. She was placed on probation after entering a guilty plea to the offense. The event gained media attention and generated a lot of conversation. Lopes was candid about her issues with substance abuse, relationships, and mental health. She openly discussed her attempts to conquer her demons and develop spiritually. Her personal life was frequently turbulent, even if she didn't encounter any more significant legal issues. Number 7. Gestilda Diamant. The Dream is a well-known American singer, songwriter, and record producer who has collaborated with Beyoncé, Mariah Carey, and Rihanna. Hits like I Love Your Girl and Shawty is a 10 helped him become well-known. His unique voice and creative production approach have established him as a major player in pop and R&B music. The complaint asserts that Gestilda Diamant is responsible for pushing her into having intercourse by telling her it was part of the process to be successful in the music business. Forced her to participate in violent, illicit experiences, including ones in which she was supposedly strangled until she passed out. Used alcohol and narcotics to control and manipulate her, including making her drink too much. Threatened to give others access to intimate recordings of their interactions. Kept tabs on her whereabouts, controlled who she associated with, and isolated her from other people. Reportedly stole her professional possibilities and refused to pay her for her musical work. Additionally, according to the lawsuit, Gestilda Diamant promised Mangro success similar to that of Beyoncé and Rihanna by using his contacts in the music industry to deceive her. Gestilda Diamant has responded to the accusations by denying all of them and calling them slanderous. His attorneys said that the complaint was a shotgun pleading and lacked specific factual claims in their move to dismiss the case. According to the most recent information, the matter is still pending, and the court has not yet rendered a ruling. According to Mangro, one of the hardest choices she has ever made in her life was to come out with her accusations. She said she hoped by sharing her tale, she will be able to help others and stop abuse in the music industry in the future. Number 8. Thomas DeCarlo Calloway. American singer, songwriter, and producer CeeLo Green, born Thomas DeCarlo Calloway, is well known for his collaborations with Gnarls Barkley and Goody Mob, as well as his solo singles, including Forget You. He became well known as a coach on the television program The Voice as well. Green was charged with putting ecstasy in a woman's drink during a Los Angeles dinner in 2013. The woman said that she had no recollection of the night before when she woke up in his bed. Green filed a no-contest plea to a felony charge of providing ecstasy, but prosecutors decided not to press charges of assault because of the lack of evidence. He received a sentence that included 45 days of community service and 3 years of probation. Following the 2013 case, Green received criticism for a string of tweets he sent in 2014 implying that a person cannot be assaulted if they are asleep. Many people denounced these remarks for being uninformed and inconsiderate. Green later apologized and removed the tweets, calling them idiotic and not representative of his views. His remarks had immediate and serious repercussions. As a result of the public uproar, TBS canceled his reality show, The Good Life, after just 1 season. His comments were deemed completely inconsistent with Navy core values by the U.S. Navy, which canceled his scheduled performance. He received harsh criticism from supporters and advocacy organizations after momentarily leaving Twitter. Green apologized on several occasions, saying he was sorry for his remarks and that he had matured both professionally and personally. Although his public image has been impacted, he has persisted in his musical career despite the issues. Additionally, he has indicated his desire to participate in The Voice once more. Number 9. James Brown. The godfather of soul, James Brown, was a renowned singer, songwriter, and entertainer who had a significant impact on R&B, funk, and soul music. Brown's personal life was tumultuous, filled with many charges and accusations of domestic abuse. He was arrested many times in the 1980s and 1990s for beating his wife and other people. These occurrences frequently featured heated debates that became violent. Brown battled substance misuse, which occasionally resulted in unpredictable conduct and legal problems. His struggles with addiction had an impact on both his personal and professional lives, resulting in several arrests for drunkenness and associated offenses. Following a police search of his residence in 1988, Brown was taken into custody for narcotics possession, marijuana. He served probation after entering a guilty plea. Brown has several arrests for disruptive behavior during his career. These incidents included public intoxication, altercations with police officers, and fights at concerts. His violent tendencies and outbursts were widely known. After being arrested for domestic abuse and a fast-paced police vehicle pursuit, Brown received a 6-year jail sentence in 1988. He was freed on parole after serving around 3 years. His personal and professional lives took a serious turn during this time. He continued to perform and record despite the occasional brief hiccups in his music career caused by his legal issues. Brown's public presence combined musical prowess with a fiery temperament. Number 10. Shaffer Kimir Smith. Over the years, Grammy-winning R&B singer Ne-Yo, who is well known for songs like Miss Independent and So Sick, has been involved in a number of legal and private issues. Ne-Yo was arrested on February 19, 2008, in Cobb County, Georgia, for exceeding the speed limit by around 100 mph, or about 150 mph, while operating his 2006 Range Rover. It was also discovered that he was operating a vehicle without a legal license. He submitted a no-contest plea to the reckless driving charge and a guilty plea to driving without a legal license. Ne-Yo received a $1,000 fine and a 24-hour community service term. Ne-Yo's wife, Crystal Renee, filed for divorce from him in August 2022, claiming he had an affair and had fathered a kid with a different lady. She said that over their 8 years together, there were lies and deception. Publicly acknowledging the dilemma, he asked for respect for his family's privacy and that he and they will resolve their issues in private. Ne-Yo revealed his 4 girlfriends, Christina, Ariel, Monet, and Bri, to the world after his divorce, therefore establishing his polyamorous relationship. He underlined the value of integrity and openness in his private life. David Wallace, Ne-Yo's former manager, filed a breach of contract lawsuit against him in 2007. A lawsuit over monetary damages resulted from Wallace's allegation that Ne-Yo had breached their 7-year contract. Ne-Yo has been accused by a number of independent musicians of defrauding them by promising them social media promotion. According to artists, they spent $300 to $200 on promotional services that produced little to no interaction or promotion. One artist revealed that they felt betrayed and disappointed after spending $1,200 and not receiving a response or promotion. Imagine, from inspiring songs to outrageous headlines. Number 11. Usher Raymond IV. Several lawsuits were filed against Usher in 2017 on the grounds that he intentionally and covertly exposed partners to the herpes virus. A $1.1 million payout resulted from one woman's claim that she got the virus from him after having unprotected intercourse. Other individuals, such as Quantasia Sharpton, brought more lawsuits alleging similar allegations. According to reports, all claims had been resolved or dismissed by 2019, and some plaintiffs had asked for dismissal with prejudice, suggesting possible monetary settlements. Usher's personal life and public image were greatly affected by the herpes accusations. The cases raised awareness of his health practices and openness, even though he has not publicly discussed the terms of the settlements. He has been able to carry on with his profession without being convicted of a crime because of the legal outcomes, which include settled lawsuits and dropped charges. but the controversies are still a part of his public persona. Usher's private life has been characterized by well-known partnerships and court cases. He and stylist Tamika Foster, with whom he has 2 boys, got divorced in 2009. After a tense custody dispute that followed the divorce, Usher was given primary custody in 2012. Usher filed for divorce later that year after splitting from his second wife, Grace Mago, in 2018. In 2024, he wed Jen Goicoechea, a music executive, and the 2 of them have 2 kids. Number 12. Ryan Adams. The renowned singer-songwriter Ryan Adams, who was well known for both his solo and Whiskeytown work, was accused of assault and emotional abuse in early 2019. The New York Times released an expose in February 2019 that detailed Ryan Adams's alleged emotional abuse and misbehavior. A number of women, including singer Phoebe Bridgers and his ex-wife Mandy Moore, provided testimony for the investigation. One of the most severe accusations was made by a woman known only as Ava, who said that when she was 15 and 16 years old, Adams sent her obscene communications. Adams has refuted these claims, saying he doesn't remember corresponding with anyone online about anything other than music. Adams' album was delayed, and his planned tour of the UK and Ireland was cancelled in light of the accusations. His reputation was damaged, and he lost relationships, among other major losses in his career. Adams publicly apologized in July 2020, admitting his previous actions and professing regret. "There are no words to express how bad I feel about the ways I've mistreated people through my life and career," he said, underscoring his dedication to accountability and personal development. Adams was charged with emotional and psychological abuse in addition to wrongdoing. During their marriage, Mandy Moore revealed a pattern of domineering conduct that included insulting her music career and excluding her from other experts in the field. Similar incidents of mental discomfort and manipulation were described by other women. Number 13. Rick James. The well-known funk and R&B performer Rick James, who is known for songs like Super Freak and Give It To Me Baby, had serious legal problems in the 1990s that affected both his career and his public image. Rick James was charged with assault with a lethal weapon, false detention, forced oral copulation, making terrorist threats, and providing drugs after he and his girlfriend, Tanya Ann Hijazi, were taken into custody at their Hollywood Hills residence in August 1991. Over the course of 3 days, the pair was accused of torturing and imprisoning a 24-year-old lady with a heated cocaine pipe. Mary Sauger, a music executive, was reportedly beaten and detained against her will for 20 hours in a hotel room in West Hollywood in 1992 by James and Hijazi. Sauger said that after losing consciousness, she was repeatedly smacked and given water to awaken her. James was found guilty in this case of both assault and false imprisonment. James was found guilty in 1993 of assaulting and imprisoning women while under the influence of crack cocaine in 2 different cases. He received a 5-year, 4-month term in state prison. Before being granted parole in 1996, James spent more than 2 years incarcerated at Folsom State. A woman accused Rick James of raping her at a New York child detention facility in 1979 when she was 15 years old, and she filed a lawsuit against his estate in 2020. According to the lawsuit, the assault resulted in long-term emotional, psychological, and bodily trauma. The Child Victims Act of New York, which permits survivors of childhood abuse to bring claims that would otherwise be prohibited by the statute of limitations, was used to file the case. In 2021, the lawsuit was subsequently dropped. Number 14. George Michael. British musical superstar George Michael, born Georgios Kyriakos Panagiotou, was part of the band Wham! And went on to become a hugely popular solo performer. His songs include Faith, Careless Whisper, and Freedom, 90. He has sold over 100 million albums globally. George Michael was taken into custody in Beverly Hills in April 1998 for committing a lewd act in a public lavatory at Will Rogers Memorial Park. The Beverly Hills Police Department targeted indecent behavior in public places with this sting operation, which included the arrest. Michael was arrested after being caught doing the crime by an undercover police officer. Following the arrest, Michael was subject to legal repercussions. He filed a plea of no contest to the charge of indecent behavior, which led to a $810 fine, 80 hours of community service, and required therapy. He was also barred from Will Rogers Memorial Park. The event significantly affected Michael's public life. He made the brave and contentious choice to come out as homosexual in public at the time by using the experience as a springboard. In his subsequent reflections, Michael speculated that he could have unconsciously entered the scenario in an attempt to make his life more about himself. Michael responded to the arrest by releasing the song Outside, which made fun of the situation. Scenes mocking the arrest and showing men in police uniforms making public displays of affection were included in the single's music video. According to the complaint the arresting officer filed against Michael, the video made fun of him and upset him. Notwithstanding the issue, Michael's status as a pioneer for LGBTQ+ visibility in the entertainment world was influenced by his openness regarding his orientation and how he handled the matter. Next on our list is number 15. Stevland Hardaway Morris. In 2012, Alpha Lorenzo Walker and his girlfriend, Tamara Diaz, launched an extortion campaign against Stevie Wonder. Walker created an 80-minute film with falsified and disparaging information about the artist, including phony accusations of incest and claimed to be Wonder's nephew. The couple first sought $5 million, then lowered their demand to $10,000. They were arrested as a result of a sting operation that Wonder's lawyer planned. After entering a no-contest plea to felony extortion charges, they were given a sentence of 292 days in prison, credit for time served, and 3 years of probation. The charges might be dropped as misdemeanors and erased